What up, fam? Welcome to another episode of Should I, Could I, Would I? And if you're not familiar with the series, it's literally brand new, and it's a way for me to actually figure out if I'm gonna actually get something. Should I get it? Could I get it? And will I get it? Usually I kind of reserve these things for like really expensive things, and it's an excuse for me to do things on sets maybe that I might not have an opportunity to actually have in my hands. In this episode, I'm gonna look at Brickmania's Roman fortress, like the whole thing. So I'm on the Brickmania website right now. By the way, I definitely recommend getting instructions from Brickmania if you don't want to break your own wallet. Stay tuned for this video right here for the F-35B Lightning. Just check out the Brickmania instructions. They're really affordable. Get the sticker pack and get your own parts from Bricklink. If you can't afford any of the things that are on here on this site, definitely take a look at it. All right, so I'm on the Brickmania website. Let's just type in Roman, and these are the current things that were or are available for the Roman fortress. Alright, so if you haven't seen Brickmania's history lesson on the ancient Roman fortress, explained in Lego by Brickmania, Dan goes over all the things needed for the, I guess, basic standard Roman fortress. And there are a few buildings within this thing that would make it standard to its day, or I guess, I mean, the Roman military has kind of fluctuated and changed and evolved over time, but as of this video, these are the staples for the fortress. Brickmania offers 4 different buildings, not including the walls. Now, it's my understanding that the walls that you would need to kind of fortify the rest of the fortress come in instructions for you to build and buy pieces off Bricklink. Very easy to obtain the parts to make those walls. All of this is pretty much modular, and let's look at the very first thing that was released, and that's the Porta or Roman Fort Gatehouse. Wow, it's been a minute since I spoke any Latin. I took Latin in high school, so long time ago, over 20 years ago at this point. So this set goes for $915. Wow, great introduction to the rest of the set, and this is literally the first one that comes out, so prepare yourself for the price points of the next one. But this set comes with 1,510 Lego and Brickmania elements plus 1 custom minifigure. Skill level is about 3 out of 5. Comes with 1 minifigure, the Archer, and I will say this looks like a really cool minifigure. It has an eye patch, a 3D printed helmet, and well, 360 printing all the way around. Good looking minifigure. And it's a very basic gatehouse, but don't let the looks deceive you. All these buildings look very, I would say, not necessarily stale, but very basic. I mean, it wasn't nothing to scream about if you were to look at an actual building from the fortress, but it's exactly what it looks like. It's exactly what Brickmania made. But what makes up for it is what is in the interior as well as the minifigure. So Brickmania only made 25 of these kits. Same thing with the next one, 10 and 10 for the others as well. This one actually sold out pretty quickly amongst its release. All these buildings, to include the Porta, just like any modular building, have the ability to kind of take it apart to see what's in the interior of these sets. And the Porta is no different. I know it's just a gatehouse, but what you're going to see is a number of things. So you can lift off the roof tile to be able to look at the top floor and then the following levels below it. I know these videos are not going to do it justice because there's a lot of printing that Brickmania wasn't able to provide prior to them going on tour to Nebraska Brick Days and Brick Fair, Virginia. They weren't able to show a final product through these videos because they were kind of short on time. But for the most part, they do come with printed pieces throughout the set to kind of give it more life. And I wish I could be able to show you that, but unfortunately, I am unable to do so. All right, so the Cashflow Roman Fort Barracks, the next one on the list, goes for $1,475, and they only gave you a portion of this thing, and then it gives you the ability to be able to expand it to however long you want it to be. Currently 7 left in stock out of the 25 that they currently made. It weighs about 4.12 pounds. Piece counts about 2,005 Lego and Brickmania elements plus 1 custom minifigure, and this is where you get the Centurion. This guy looks really good. Lego did a version of this guy, but Brickmania definitely took it to another level. 3D printed helmet and that kind of texture printed badges that he has on the top of his armor. Slam and the rest of the team, a great job on this minifigure. I wish I was able to obtain this guy, but the only way to be able to get him is through this set. Just like the previous model, this one does open up to be able to see an interior, and I think this is where all the money and gold is literally located for these sets. Now, I know these wooden flooring building is supposed to be printed, so you don't see the wood grain in the bottom of these sets. All the artwork that you're not going to be able to see through these videos because, like I said before, they weren't able to finish. You can only imagine, to the kind of work that they've been doing lately, that these things would be highly decorated in the interior. Now, they're fully furnished, as you can tell. Places to sleep, places to eat, places to store stuff, and then the ability to be able to show off the quarters for your men. Again, very basic building on the outside, but it, the gold is in the interior. And if you just literally have this whole thing together, it would look amazing. The next on the list, let me prepare you. It's the Principia, the Roman fort headquarters. This one retails for $2,325. BKM set 013, still available to pre-order. Oh no, I'm just kidding. It's out of stock. Just kidding, it's out of stock currently. Contains 4,568 Lego brick arms and Brickmania elements. There's brick arms in this thing. Oh snaps. Plus 3 custom minifigures. Pretty much these like musician standard bearers that you would have with every single century or cohort. These standard bearers, which look like they're 3D printed with that bear wrapped around that helmet. Oh my god, these guys look so cool. Like, I would almost buy this set specifically for these minifigures. Like, oh my god, they're amazing. Oh, by the way, did you guys see the Viking ship? Oh yeah, I know, we're in medieval month for Brickmania. So like everything else, there is an interior to this building. There's supposed to be a little bit more as far as detailed, which you can see in the renders in this shot right here. This thing is pretty massive. Like, it's huge. Like, it's, where would I put this thing? The other two were, decent in size. I wish I can see the UV printing for these pieces. That would make this building very Romanesque in design and artwork. I really want to play Spartacus, so that one hurt. That one hurt a lot. All right, so bear with me. This is by far the most expensive set that Brickmania has ever come out with, and it's the Praetorium, the Roman fort commander's house, going for $6,115. There's currently only 4 of them left, so out of the 10, 6 of these have already been purchased, and it's still available for pre-order. It weighs about 30 pounds, contains 9,987 Lego, brick arm, and Brickmania elements, and there's 7 custom minifigures. Included is the Roman commander, 3 of the Roman commander's family, 2 kids and the wife, 3 servants, and a rare white horse. It reminds me of like the really detailed custom Lego minifigures that usually the Asian market usually comes up with. I'm not talking about Leopard. I'm talking about like the really detailed ones that you can get on like Minifigure UK is one of the resale. I forgot what they're called. That's what these remind me of, because they do focus a lot on the anime, and this is what those robes remind me of. Servants are pretty much what you expect from servants. They look like they have the same body, just different faces and hair pieces. Oh my god, the wife reminds me, if she had red hair, reminds me of Lucy Lawless. Oh, Spartacus, sorry, Spartacus reference. Oh, the little boy looks like he's been getting into a lot of horseplay because he looks like he's been beat. The daughter and the Roman commander himself look all majestic and all that kind of stuff, and very Roman. 3D printed hair? I want to know if that hair piece is a thing. It's different. I'm not used to seeing that from Brickmania, but it's very interesting and I like it. Now, the Roman commander looks really, really sick. I wonder if he comes with a helmet just in case, he were to lead his army into battle. But there's 4 of these left. 6 of these were already purchased. That's crazy. So this is a monstrosity of a Lego set amongst itself. Definitely have nowhere to put this, but if I were to choose one out of all of these, and it would be this. It's a standalone piece amongst itself. This thing is supposed to be like a Roman villa, home away from home in a far off land in a Roman territory. But if you were to open every single one of these roof pieces, just like you do in the previous buildings, you see an entire life going on in each one of these room. A story that you would see in any of Lego's modular buildings. That's something that's very important to them. And Brickmania and Dan specifically ensure that there is something going on in these rooms, from where the servants cook and clean, to where everyone hangs out, chills, and parties, to the stable where the horse is kept, to the atrium in the middle. This thing has a lot going on, in which I know this set would be a pretty penny for anyone trying to create this on their own. Now, just like the other sets in the past, a lot of this is going to be printed, and unfortunately I'm not able to show you the final product of these things, how highly detailed this set will be, and I hope it does not disappoint to whoever picks it up. But wow, that price point is Whew, that hurts. That's a used car purchase or like a down payment for like a small house. Not here in LA. That's not a down payment. In Los Angeles for a house, that's nowhere near that. You need like ×6 of that for a down payment for a house out here. That's the 4 buildings that you can purchase for the Roman fortress. But they also came out with the Roman Legionary, which is the minifigure of the month. He is 3D printed all over the place with the armor, the shield, and the helmet. The retails for about 45 bucks. It's on a little high end because, well, it's a lot of work to be able to make this thing, to include the weapon itself, the spear. Wow. And they did get weaponry for your Legionnaires. I know 2 of them were designed. So you have the trebuchet. They're going to create a wood grain pack, but there's no minifigures included. It is functional and it does work very well. And I just want to get this just to play with it. And they also have the Cara Ballista, which is a ballista. It's like a giant crossbow. But the trebuchet retail for 95 and the ballista came out for 50 bucks. But at the same time, for Medieval Bricks, they released instructions for the old country mill, going for $10 for instructions. It looks decent to be able to get those in Bricklink. And same thing with the Crossroads Tavern, Salty Anchor Tavern. That actually something I might want to do. It's very obtainable to be able to get that. All right, so it comes down to it. All right, could I buy any of these sets? And I can buy maybe 1 out of the 4, maybe 2 out of 4 if I choose to do so. Knowing me, if I were to get 1, I want to get all 4 because I want to create the whole fortress, and that's a problem because the next upper 2 are out of my reach as far as spending all at once for a set of any kind. I already have a high threshold in what I would spend on Lego in itself, let alone Brickmania and any other third-party customs. Like, I'm perfectly comfortable spending $45 on a minifigure. Like, I don't have a problem with that. You know, a set threshold, there is a threshold there, and at a certain level, there's a point where I just won't do it. And in this case, if I were to choose one, I would definitely get the Praetorium. If I were to choose one out of anything, after that would be the Principia, then the Cashflow, then the Porta. That would be the order in which I would get it. If I were to go financially, if I would actually literally drop money on this, if I want to pick one, I just said the Praetorium. But if I were to only pick 2 based on a budget, it would be the Cashflow and or the Porta, obviously. So could I get it? I can get, like I said, 1 or 2. Would I get it? Hell yeah. If I had the means, I'd get all of them, build the walls and the towers on the corners, and then go to town and buy at least a cohort. No, that's a lot. At least a number of Legionnaires to fill a good chunk of the building, but not a full cohort or a century. So that's not gonna happen. Will I get it? I did get one thing, and that's the Roman Legionnaire, the minifigure of the month. I got 2 of them. Maybe I might get one of the trebuchets, just kind of put it up there. But, ooh. So that was a very pricey one. Let me know what you guys think. I know please don't have a Brickmania. There's a reason why they price the way they do these things. So you gotta remember, Lego in itself is already expensive. The supply, basic thing, the core of what it would take to make these things are extremely pricey. Now, to include overhead to make a product, well, that costs money too, and well, you have to have a profit to be able to continue doing it. So it's business 101. With that being said, let me know if you're one of the few that picked up any of these things. There was 25 of the Gatehouse that sold out. There was 13 I think sold for the Cashra, and there's only a few left for the other 2. If you're one of those that purchased, let me know what you guys think when you actually finish building it. I'm excited to see the finished product, and I hope Brickmania is able to make a video on that somewhat soon. So if you made it with me all the way to the end of this video, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you on the next Should I, Could I, Would I. All right, guys.